Hi, I'm Joe from the old garage. What I have here is a 2014 Chevy Cruze, and the young lady hit a deer with it and her horn stopped working. So we're going to look at it today and see if we can fix it for her. So the first place we always start, or I always start, I should say, is with the wiring diagram. All right, if we look at our wiring diagram, this is unusual because you'll notice there's a fuse after the relay. That fuse is right before the horn. This has the dual horns. There's a relay, the horn button, right? Goes to the BCM. The BCM turns the relay on. Relay powers the horns. The horns are grounded. They blow. It's nice because there's a fuse here. It gives us a place to enter the circuit without taking any connectors or anything apart. All I have to do is pull that fuse out, and I can see if I have power there or not. Perhaps the fuse is blown. Maybe not. So let's check it out and see what we have here. Here's my fuse box. I've already taken the cover off. I looked in the cover and I found the fuse. That's the horn fuse. It's this fuse right here. So what I'm going to do is, because that's after the relay, I can check right there for power. What I'm going to do is make it easier on myself. I'm going to take that fuse out and put on my cover here so nothing happens to it. I have this small adapter I'm going to plug in there. Right. This adapter allows me to access the sides of the fuse. I have a little test light here that's got some alligator clips on it. It's convenient because there's a ground right here that I can use. And then I'm going to attach it to the fuse. All right. Now, I don't really know which terminal is the power and which one goes to the horn. But I'm just going to start with that one. I'll blow the horn a couple times and see what happens. So it appears I guessed right the first time. Also, I don't know if you could hear or not, but I can hear the relay click. I'm not sure which relay is the horn relay, but right now that's not important. So I know that's the power. I know I have power there because my test light lit. Now I'm going to take my test light and I'm going to hook it between the power and the horn. And if my wire is shorted to ground between here and the horn, my test light should light. It's basically show me if I have continuity through the horn. I'm not getting any light there, so I know I have, or I can be pretty sure, I have an open between here and the horn. So the next thing is to access the horn. I'm going to remove my adapter here, and I'm going to put my fuse back in. And I'm going to access the horn. So I looked up how to access the horn in the repair manual, and it says I have to remove the bumper. I don't really want to remove the bumper, so I took a little look at it to see what else I could do. And what I found is if I take the cover off underneath the bumper and remove the blank out where the fog light would go, my horn is right here. So I can reach up there quite easily, unplug the horn, and there's my horn connector. Now, what I want to do is see if it's my horn or if it's the wiring. So the easiest way to do that is I can pull out my horn connector, and I can use a test light again. This test light's a little bit different. I have terminals on the end, and it just so happens that those terminals will fit right in there with my horn. And there's my test light. Now when I blow my horn, my light should light. I'm going to blow the horn. I'm going to push the horn button. and my lights. That tells me that I have power and I have ground there and that the horn should work, but it doesn't tell me if I have a problem in the wiring. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to leave my test light there, and I'm going to take my meter, my multimeter, and my multimeter, I have the leads have little alligator clamps on the end, and I'm going to hook them onto my test light here so that I can see what the voltage drop is across my test light. If the test light's the only load in the circuit, it should drop all the voltage in the circuit. I'm going to set my meter up here. I'm going to set it to voltage. I'm going to pan the camera around so that you can see the meter. And I'm going to blow the horn. And if you look, you can see my meter reads over 12 volts. It means the horn, or rather the test light, is taking all the voltage. So I know I don't have a problem between the relay and the fuse and the horn. I know that the problem is actually my horn. It only took me a few minutes to diagnose this. A bad horn is really a pretty simple thing to diagnose. And I hope that perhaps it showed you a technique or two that you weren't familiar with, and hopefully that's been helpful. My name's Joe. I'm from the old garage, and have a nice day.